Next up, the CarBuyer Advisor, your first place to turn for everything automotive.
The CarBuyer Advisor by name designates an automotive show. But don't think for a minute we're only about cars. Most people, and many people do drive cars. There are those of us that drive pickup trucks too. And among those, there are some of us that choose to drive diesel pickups as well. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten about you. We love trucks too. Please welcome our next guest, Dynamic Diesel Incorporated, to the show. And don't let their name confuse you. There's good news. They work on gasoline pickup trucks too. With us in the studio today, please welcome the owner of Dynamic Diesel, Melinda Campbell, and one of her top diesel technicians, Mike Robbins. And thanks both for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Matt.
Melinda, start for a moment, if you will, please, by giving us a little history of your company and how you got into truck repair.
Well, in 2002, we opened our first company, which is American Truck and Trailer Repair, where we work on the big rigs. And we noticed that a lot of our fleet customers, they had company pickups as well, you know, the owners and employees, and there was a void there, so we decided to fill it, and in 2006, we opened Dynamic Diesel. And
I mentioned you work on both gas and diesel pickups, and what makes do you work on?
We work on everything. Ford, Dodge, Chevy, Toyota. Just if it's a pickup and it's broke, we'll fix it.
Now, we talk a lot on this show about the credentials behind the business, what goes into a quality business. Typically, you're going to find that they're very, very intense on one subject is training and qualifications and certification processes. And this business is no different. As a matter of fact, if you would tell them a little bit about your technicians, your certifications, and Mike with us in the studio today, your credentials are impressive as well.
Yes, I'm very fortunate. I have a wide diversity of technicians that come from all, makes and models of trucks. And we have ASE certified. Mike here is GM Master certified. I've got Ford certified guys, so we can pretty much cover the spectrum. Mike, tell them about your training.
Working at the dealership, I had the ability to take advantage of all the GM training that the factory actually offers, and that gave me the opportunity to become GM Duramax diesel certified, as well as suspension and brakes and chassis and many other fields of the GM line.
So we talk a lot about certification, and then there's certifications, and then there's the master level, and take a moment, if you will, and explain how much more intense that is to be labeled master technician.
Well, with the factory stuff, what they do is they offer a whole lot of training for you, and then when you get to a certain point, they consider you to be a service standard, and then you continue your training, and then there's hands-on courses and as well as hands-on basically tests that they run you through to make sure that you're competent in all the levels of that specific area. And they break it down into very specific areas: suspension and brakes and chassis and drivability and diesel. And all of those areas they test you on to make sure you're competent in before they give you that master certification.
And this is not something you just sit down one day, take a test. It's years typically worth of
hours and hours and hours of training, yes.
Above and beyond your normal work schedules. I mean, so you have to be really, really dedicated and committed to being the best at something to want to go through the master process. And I've been in this industry, like I said, for over 3 decades. It's not an easy task, and it's a tremendous accomplishment. You should be not only proud of it, but this is one of the reasons why this business is on our show today. Is they're just full of quality from the front to the back. Now we're not as impressed with fancy storefronts as we are businesses that are committed to their community and providing the highest quality products and services fairly priced. Melinda, you also are an active supporter of our community on many levels. Please share with our listeners how much that means to you.
Oh, it means a tremendous amount to us. I care very much about the Reno Sparks community, and it means a lot to us to serve that community with quality diesel repair. And it breaks my heart when customers come in and you hear their horror stories of things that have happened to them, somewhere else. And it means a lot that we provide a quality service and a good repair at a fair price.
I mentioned the second part of that, quality and fair pricing, which you just alluded to, and there are advantages to doing business with an independent shop like yours. And share a moment, if you will, with our listeners, some of the advantages.
Well, I think you can get to know your customers. We're family owned and operated. You're not just another face that comes through the door. We are very dedicated to our customers, and Mike, you want to share about that?
Well, a lot of it is that. It's the personal level of treatment that you get and the customer service that you get. We know you on a first name basis, and you'll get a phone call from us later making sure that everything was okay and that the repair was well. And just because it's an independent shop, you're still getting the quality you would get from any other dealership level or any other place. We still use factory quality parts, and factory quality trained technicians are doing your repair.
I might add even superior work to many of the franchise service centers. Not all of them even retain master certified technicians. So I appreciate your generosity with that. In our instructional videos that are available on our website, we advocate that consumers, before they complete any purchase, should have a vehicle inspected by a qualified third party. You also perform these inspections for our truck buyers. Please describe the inspection process you perform for customers that are shopping for our new or new to them truck.
Well, if a customer comes in and brings us a truck that they're interested in buying and asks us to do an inspection on it, we're going to inspect it from top to bottom and front to back, and we're going to check all safety systems and the underlying structure, as you were talking about earlier. Make sure everything's solid. There's no hidden things that they're going to not know about until afterwards and later. And, of course, the mechanical condition, the running condition, and let them know whether they decide to purchase it or not, the ultimate condition of that vehicle.
Well, and I like that part of it, whether they purchase it or not. It's not whether that doesn't matter to you. What you're going to do is give them an honest evaluation of what is there right now, and if there is something wrong, what it might cost for them to fix that. And we really stress this to our consumers that are in the market. Do not complete a purchase without an inspection like this. And if you're looking at a truck, this is a place to take it, because that's what they specialize in. They're very familiar with them. They're experts in it, and this is where you want to go to have these vehicles inspected before you buy them. If you find that there's problems, they may not be catastrophic. They may not be deal breakers, but they could be an expense that you definitely want to know about so that you can pay fairly for that vehicle before you commit to buying it. As technology advances, so does the requirement to have proper equipment and tools. And take a moment and touch on the equipment that it takes to work on gas and diesel trucks today.
Well, anymore everything is computer based, and it's no secret. We have the proper technology scanners for Ford and GM and Dodge and many other makes as well. Factory quality tools, so that we can work on them without having to guess or make compromises in the repair.
Now, if you're committed to using quality parts and performing quality repairs, then you're likely to also stand behind your work. Melinda, tell them a little bit about your warranties.
Absolutely. Well, there's always your standard, 90-day warranty on your parts and labor, but we do stand behind our work. And with any business, no doubt at some point in time, something will go wrong. But if it happens at our shop, we stand by it. It doesn't cost the customer. Well,
and that's really what defines a business in that moment. And I've said this before on this show, by the way, so thank you for your integrity on that subject. Every business will ultimately have a failure. The question is in the light of that failure, how do they respond? Is it a genetic response to do the right thing, to take care of your customers before they get upset, before they go through the emotions? And this is a shop you can count on for that. Some of our listeners may have more than one truck. They could have a fleet of them. Do you also service our commercial businesses?
Absolutely. In fact, we want more and more of that kind of business, because it's so nice. If you're a company and you've got 30, 40 trucks in your fleet, it's nice to have a shop. We can manage your fleet. We can manage your maintenance. We can do your repairs. And we also support companies like ARI and PHH, some of these people that have fleet maintenance programs. We're accredited with those people as well.
Well, let's not forget the fun stuff, Mike. Talk a little bit about some of the performance products and upgrades you can do on trucks.
Well, of course, because good enough is never good enough, right? So, we do offer exhaust services, programmers, chips, air intakes, of a wide variety of performance enhancements. We have a very large amount of vendors that we can pull from to get you just about anything you want, regardless of what you want done.
Now, you're family owned and operated, but you're not a small company. Between all your businesses, how many people do you employ?
We happily employ 22 Nevadans.
If you like what you've heard, you'll be even more delighted to hear there's more. Same standards, qualities, promises, ethics. Your family also owns a couple other businesses. Once again, would you tell them about those?
Yes, American Truck and Trailer Repair. We service the big rigs and trailers there. And for all trailer, truck, and transport parts, we have All Trailer Supply.
Melinda Campbell and Mike Robbins from Dynamic Diesel Incorporated, thanks for being here with us today, and make sure you tell them that you heard about them on the CarBuyer Advisor. We want our businesses to know that our community rally behind businesses with quality standards and ethics. Tell them how to get a hold of you, Melinda.
Yes, we're located in the back of the Truckee Meadows Business Park, 220 Coney Island Drive in Sparks. Our phone number is 359-4477. You can reach us on Facebook or at our website, dynamicdieselinc.com.
Thank you for being here today.